not surprised. Curt, Jimmy knows this, but you know, I call Carol James every week. I haven't missed a week since Don passed away. And the day that he was diagnosed, we were in Seattle for 3 football games, and he and I had sat together at the football game on Saturday, and he was diagnosed on Labor Day, the Monday, and 40 days later he dies. Wow. And during those 40 days, I talked to Carol James every night. I would call her before she went to bed and checked in and checked the progress and so on. I not only talked to her, but I talked to the doctors several times. But anyway, I just want you to know I understand. That's the way it's supposed to be.
That is the way it's supposed to be. That's why we, my wife's mom is living with us. You know, the people you love, you need to be there when they need us. And that's, it brought a tear to my eye listening to you talk about that. And she's fortunate that she has someone that is so committed and have a covenant, basically, that you're going to do this with her for the rest of your time. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Well, what a great Saturday. How did you happen to get in Jimmy's studio on a Saturday?
Well, the studio is my little living room area. That's how.
The downtown Dawgs are on the road, Mr. Lude.
Oh, you're on the road.
We're on the road. We're in Curt's living room.
Oh my goodness. So you're doing a shoot of Curt today?
Yes, we are. We just started, and we were talking about you, and I said, "What the heck? Let's give it a try." It did ring 3 times, didn't it, Curt?
Yes, it did.
It did. So
I was a little disappointed.
I have to pay up. I have to pay up again.
Well, it only rang twice.
Yeah. Okay. I was just checking you. So. But we're going to get on with it here. Thank you so much, Mr. Lude. We love you very much.
Absolutely.
I love you both, and what you, like I've said to you many times, Jimmy, you are like the famous actor. You made my day.
There you go. All right, Mr. Lude. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Hey, is it all right if Jimmy gives me your number?
I don't mind.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do your intro.
Welcome to the Downtown Dawgs. Welcome to another edition of the Downtown Dawgs. I'm Jimmy Rodgers, your host. Our videographer is Jeffrey Lancaster, also our director. And today we're with Curt Marsh in Everett, Washington. Curt, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. We talked about this for a little bit and finally got a day that worked for me.
It is official now, Curt. I have read 2 books. I've completed 2 books. Your book, obviously, Dare to Dream, and Wired by John Belushi. So I'm not sure what that says about me, but I did enjoy your book
That's
thoroughly.
a start.
That's a start. That's right. Curt was a 77 grad from Snohomish High School, All-American, All-American at the University of Washington, 2 Rose Bowls, a Sun Bowl, a Super Bowl championship with the Oakland Raiders, the 23rd pick in the first round, 1980 by the Raiders, 1981, excuse me.
Yeah.
And first round, 23rd pick. A guy that, this is the luckiest job. I'm the luckiest guy because I have the best job. I get to interview my heroes. So when I first called Curt, he's like, who are you? Jimmy Rodgers. And what he doesn't know is
I didn't say that.
I'm 18 years old and coming in the Husky locker room and coming out of that tunnel, and I've got a guy like Curt Marsh leading, and just a gladiator. just a gladiator.
I
But he
appreciate
treated me like I was a senior, fifth-year starter. He treated me like gold. So, like I said, what a great job I have. Now, your father, 6'6", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So you were, what was your top, your peak?
I'm not going to tell you my top because
No,
that
your
was
peak,
after
your
I.
peak, when you were in your best shape.
Oh, I was 280, 6'5".
286.5. Okay, and was your brother Darren?
Yes.
Large?
No, he was tall. He was 6'5", but he was skinny as a rail. So it's a crapshoot in my family.
Okay. Same with mine.
Yeah.
How about your helmet size? Do you remember your helmet or hat size?
I do not, but this hat is 7 7/8.
7 and 7/8. Shoe size?
14.
14. Okay. Favorite Husky moment? Favorite Husky game, Husky moment, play, whichever pops up.
I would have to say the first Rose Bowl.
Against
That
Michigan.
that was my favorite game.
Is that your freshman year, Curt?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I actually got to play because I was on a couple of special teams, and that was huge. And then I came back and said, yeah, I played in the Rose Bowl. And guys, to impress my friends, and they say, oh, did you start? And I said, yeah.
Started on
PAT.
So you went Rose Bowl, Sun Bowl, and then no bowl.
No bowl, yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, with that whole season, after going from the top bowl game in the country, in my opinion, the granddaddy of them all, a lesser bowl game, the Sun Bowl, that whole season where you and your teammates, like, you had a taste of it. You wanted to get back to the Rose Bowl again.
Right.
Were your workouts driven by, let's get back to the Rose Bowl, let's lift the extra weights, let's do the extra hundreds?
Right. Well, with Don, that was what we were driven by every year. After the first one, because he brought the program back and up to that. And so, yeah, we were driven every year to go to a Rose Bowl.
So you, Joe Steele, there's a handful of you that I look at as the people that actually started that organic movement.
Oh,
Nobody transferred in, nobody transferred out. It was just the
Yeah.
local recruits. And Don's recruiting theory was to win the state of Washington, get the best athletes in Washington, then get the best out of the Northwest, and pick a few out of Southern California. So I think, was Joe in your class?
Joe was a year, no, he was a couple of years. He was a junior when I was a freshman.
Okay.
So I got I was able to enjoy playing with him
You
for
were
2
blocking
years.
for him.
Yeah, and he was a great leader. The sad thing was he had that knee blowout and missed a ton of time, which really hurt him in the draft because he was one of the greats.
Now, I've talked to some offensive linemen, and the reference here is Jock Robinson. They said when Jock's in the game and you're a tackle blocking for Jock, the defensive lineman, the defensive end, was more on his heels because Jock was able to go inside or outside, and Jock would always give you that extra effort. Was there something similar like that with you and Joe Steele or any other running back?
Joe was a running back that didn't just slam into the hole. He would read it, and then he would do what Jacques did. He'd find that opening, and then it was like he turned on another gear, and he was gone. And when I think of Joe Steele, in my mind, I see him just through the line, running to the end zone, just past everybody. And yeah, that's my picture of Joe.
So, did you have that same experience with other running backs, or did you have the opposite experience with other running backs, therefore giving less effort? If you knew so-and-so was in the game and you knew he wasn't going to give you that same Joe Steele effort, did you ever find yourself not making that extra effort?
There were some that spent way too much time trying to find a hole.
Yeah.
And that's never good. It's okay if you're good at finding the hole, but it has to be done in a quick manner. But you can take a little bit of time, and that is it's part of what made him great. So you love that. I particularly, and I didn't experience this until I was in the pros. My rookie year, I was blocking for Mark Van Eegen, And the first game I played with him back there as basically a fullback, they would hand him the ball. I would hit my guy, a linebacker, and he was already running past me when I make contact. Or just after contact, he was gone. And the guy had just had enough time to do that, which sets you up for the
The pancake.
the pancake block. But that, those two things, a running back that can read the hole and quickly adapt is a luxury for a lineman. And a running back that did what Mark Van Eegen did was also a luxury.
Most influential person, I should say most influential coach.
Oh, by far.
It's over here.
This is a real picture of Curt Marsh. I cannot find anything.
I think it's.
It sounds like it's right behind you, Jeff.
I think I'm sitting on it.
It's done. Okay.
No worries.
We're good. Most influential coach.
Don James.
Don James. Hands down.
By far. And right behind him is my high school coach,
Name?
Dick Armstrong. He was, he's in the Hall of Fame. He was a fantastic coach. Set me up to be able to play under Dick Szczesniak, because Dick Szczesniak was a screamer, but my high school coach was tough on us, and yelled at us. So,
Kind of set you up for Don.
yeah, actually, what I found out from Keith
Gilbertson.
afterwards was that Don ran it. The reason he was up in the tower, and I always was scared of him when he looks over and he started writing on his tablet, and I didn't find out till later he was taking notes on the coaches, and he would get them in the meetings and he would rip them, and when players needed to be ripped, he would delegate that job to the assistants in order to give them authority on the field with us. And it was just, what a system. He ran it like a well-oiled corporation with a really strong vision, and I just respect him. The other thing I like about him is you never had to guess or read between the lines. He was honest as the day is long, and you could trust him for what he said. I really appreciated that. And I don't know, this might sound like bragging, but this meant so much to me. More than the All-Americans, more than a first-round draft pick. When Don was done coaching, and they said, pick your all-time Husky team, and he put me at left tackle. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. It's like, wow, I really achieved something now. That man respects me. He thinks I was good. So that's how influential he is in my life.
So, how tall would you say Don was?
10 feet
5'10",
tall.
and he's wearing all purple.
Yeah.
And everybody is scared to death of him.
Oh,
and we're
absolutely.
talking mammoth, 6'5", 270-pound people afraid
Yeah.
of this little guy.
Until you got old enough. You're either senior and a captain, or he brings you in to talk to you once in a while.
Do you remember any of those talks?
Yeah, he was telling me that a couple. I was being moved. I came in as a freshman as a defensive lineman, and they had some injuries over there, and they had not Sanford, but he's a fireman too. War number 70. Weston.
Doug Westbrook? Weston or Westbrook? Weston. Doug Weston?
Something like
No?
that. Yeah. He was up every morning during training camp at 5 to go fishing. That guy was crazy. He just loved fishing. But so that he was left there, and they needed a backup, and so they moved me over there, which is actually more my natural position physically. But I think they appreciated there was a little nastiness there. I wanted to hit people and hit them hard, you know.
You
And
didn't think twice about it.
no,
Yeah.
as part of the game. And the other thing that's important is you don't let guys intimidate you, because when you back down from something like that, then it's kind of, you know, 1 point them, you know. And so anyway,
Well, Curt, you were a basketball player in high school.
loved
You were
basketball.
fantastic. So defensive line makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the basketball players, the Ronnie Holmes types, they would play D line. More athletic,
I
more
was
mobile
fair-
maybe
yeah.
than an offensive lineman.
right,
So
right.
when Don made that move, it wasn't.
It made-
he
yeah.
didn't say how do you feel about it.
No,
He just said
absolutely.
"We're
You're
moving
moving to
Yeah.
offense. We have had injuries. We believe you can do this. And that was my first experience of seeing him as a human being, basically. And and then the other times, you know, I'll never forget when he brought me in and told me, he said, "You're going to the Japan Bowl, and I fought for you to get you into the East-West Shrine Game." And another time when I was like, wow, those from him, those kind of things were so validating and would add to your confidence. And I think he knew what he was doing.
Now, during your career at the Huskies, was there a certain team that you got a little extra fired up for, naturally fired up?
USC.
USC. Same
Yep.
answer for everybody.
Yeah.
And then you end up playing on the
Well,
same.
they were the
They were the epitome of.
big guys in the
Sure.
league that were winning it every year.
Right.
So if we were going to be great, we had to beat them.
And did you?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many times?
I think they beat us once.
So 78, I think you lost in the last seconds. I think Mark Lee had the punt return down to the goal line. Were you in that game?
78?
78, 79?
I don't
It was in
remember
Husky
that.
Stadium.
And I'm losing things here and there.
Okay.
This was recently.
But 1980 now, at USC,
Yes.
Tom Flick, we beat him.
Yeah.
And I got to carry Tom's helmet that I made the travel squad. So to me,
Nice, yeah.
that was phenomenal. But that was quite
He had
the
somebody
victory.
carrying his helmet around?
I'm putting
Oh,
myself down. You know, that was my role. I was on
Pretentious.
punt return, and I bragged to everybody I played.
Yeah.
Right? But boy, they had Ronnie Lott. They had the two Browner brothers.
Yeah.
They were just loaded.
Yep.
And to beat them down there,
Well, and then they had Chip Banks, the Hall of Fame, and Jack Del Rio. Those were the two outside linebackers. So they had somebody at every position.
so you going on to play for the Raiders, Marcus Allen, he was drafted in the first round the following year. Did you guys have banter about the college games?
We
or-
didn't hang out together, and no, it wasn't like that. Every once in a while, the only guy that got bugged a lot was the Golden Domer, Steve Sylvester, with his group of friends. They were always on him about it, and but no, not really. The banter we had was on the field. He and I became pretty synced in terms of working well together. But there's one situation I will always remember. Manu Tuiasosopo played for UCLA. And he was, I think, wider than he was tall. Samoan dude, thick everywhere. It's like running into a brick wall. And so back then, with Jim Plunkett, he was still calling his own plays. And I love that because you get in the huddle, it was, I think, 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, one of them. And he said, he looked around the huddle and then he looked at me and he said, 15 lead man, which is an ISO play of me going right after my guy. And the ball goes right to my left. And the tackle, it's me and the tackle. and that's our responsibility. And you know, you look at your teammate in the huddle, he looks at you, and you say to yourself, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. This thick human being that I cannot move, I am going to fly off and really get it. And I probably made all the mistakes. I put everything forward. My fingernails were turning white, but I didn't think about that because I needed to get under that chin and push him back so Marcus can get that yard and I can be the hero. And so I come off the line, and the next thing I know, I am face first about 2 yards down the field, and Manu is hitting Marcus right in the face with all of his thickness.
Yes.
So anyway, because he saw that, and he was a senior, I think, and I was a little bit younger when I was playing against him. I don't know why I was in there, but anyway, he stepped to the side, and Marcus got lambasted. So we go over to the sideline. He's there first, and my coach was yelling at me, and then I go over. We used to sit next to each other in the games and talk about things, and I went over, and I go over and sit with him, and he's sitting there with this big ice bag on his eye going, and I'm like, I am so sorry. And he goes,